How's it going, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel today. My name is Daryl and I am out on the deck with the dogs. They're laying in the sun and it is a beautiful day here in southern Illinois. The airplanes are flying overhead and they're out having a good time today, and so am I. Well, the reason why I'm here today is I got something new, and you probably can tell by the title of this video what it is. So let's turn the camera around and I'll show you what I got. I have the new Kenwood D75. Yes, a new handheld for Daryl. And I picked that up a few days ago, and I was waiting for Kenwood to come out with a new HT. It's been a while, and I've never owned a Kenwood radio before. Yeah, I've been a ham all these years and never owned a Kenwood. So this is my first one. And basically the reason why I wanted to wait for this radio is because I'm not really happy with the other ones that are out there right now. And I'm not a whole 100% happy with this one either. But that's only me. So let me tell you what I like and what I don't like about this radio. One, it's a little pricey, but with price comes options and functionality. So this radio here takes the place of my Yaesu FT3. And there's a big difference between the two radios, not just being the digital part of it, but just the way the radios looked. I should have brought that radio out here to show you, but we all know what these radios look like and what they do and all that. But I have certain ways that I like to operate the radio. And the Yaesu FT3 is a difficult radio for me to just function quickly with. You know what I mean? Like if I want to put in a repeater on the fly, I got to go through a bunch of menus. Well, with this radio, a lot of the settings for putting in a repeater are right there on the front keypad. The FT3 doesn't have a front keypad, so you got to go through menus to do that all, and on this one you do not. This one has scan banks. I like that, or you can call it scan banks or memory banks. But I do like that, and I am using it right now. As you can see, I got the amateur radio on A side, and I got some train frequency here on another one. So I'm listening to trains and amateur radio at the same time. So that's really cool. Picks up the GPS satellites real fast. I like that. And I just basically love it because so much of it's right there on the keypad, and I don't have to do a lot of menu searching for things and trying to remember things. Now, what I don't like about the radio. Now, I'm sure over time I'll have some more likes and dislikes, but I've just had this radio for a couple of days, so I'm still playing around with it. I come from the world of the Motorola radios. They're big, they're clunky, but that battery, you can't beat it. I can get, still with this radio, I bought this radio new. With this radio, I can go about a day and a half with the radio turned on one battery. So pretty nice. It's never given me really any troubles. There were some issues with the display when they first came out, and I've had to replace the display on this one two times. So the displays are not available anymore. So I had to buy a radio that was a junker and get the screen from it. So now hopefully I'm set with screens for a while on that one. But this one, I'd love to see it just a little bit more big. Give me a bigger battery. That little battery compared to this battery, it's not the same. I don't like to have to carry an extra battery with me because I can't make it through a full day. So that's one negative there. And I don't like the small size of everything. You can see the big knobs here, and then this is adjusting your volume, and channel selector is pretty good, but this one's a little hard. You guys with big giant fingers probably have a little harder time. I would like to have seen, when you turn the volume, an indicator on the screen as to how high the volume is. Is it 25%, 50%, and so on? That you do not get. At least I have not found a way to turn that on. So if anybody knows how to do that, please let me know. I haven't found it in the manual, so please let me know. Some of the buttons, these buttons are a little bit small. If we're just going to compare it to something like this, where I know when I push a 1, I've got the 1 here. Sometimes I hit the 1 and the 4. You guys, again, with big fingers are going to have trouble. I've seen people reviews on the internet and YouTube that guys pushing the buttons, and sometimes they push 2 at once. So yes, it happens. Is it a big no? Nah, I can deal with it. Okay. So I'm not here to bash anything. I like this radio. It's my favorite so far. I like that I can monitor public safety, HF, just all kinds of stuff with it, and still listen to my local ham repeaters. Awesome. The speaker, the audio is pretty darn good. It's way better than that FT3 that I had. It's not quite this, because you can see it's got a nicer, bigger speaker, and I'd like to have this radio a little taller or a little bulkier to give me a better speaker, but other than that, I do like it. We'll see when I'm out there when there's a lot of road noise, and if you're in a big crowd or something like that, how well I can hear it. So we will see. But other than that, I do like the radio a lot. You can tell the difference between the belt clips. Of course, it's a bigger radio, the Motorola, but you can tell the difference between the belt clips. How far down this goes was something I didn't. I want a wider belt clip, and I want it to go down further. These little, I guess your Sunday best dress belt that will fit on, but any kind of bulkier belt, like if you're climbing a tower or something like that, it's probably going to give you trouble. This one, once it's clipped, you can see down here, it's got this little piece on this little tab on the end, and it's got a little bitty catch, see? So it goes underneath your belt. So this one, here we go. They tried to do that, but not quite the same. So that was just my, if somebody comes out with an aftermarket belt clip that's a little bit more like the Motorola, that would be nice. And I know I'm comparing this to a commercial radio and a ham radio, but for me, they should be one and the same. I want my ham radio equipment to be just as tough as a commercial. I paid 700 and something odd bucks way back in the 90s. Was it 90s? Maybe it was the 2000s. Early 2000s, sorry. And this one I've got with the radio, the battery, and the drop-in charger, which should have came with the radio to begin with. I've got nearly $1,000 in it already. So I'm spending just about as much money for both of them. This radio came with a charger, drop-in charger. This one did not, and I had to buy. Even if I tallied up what I paid. Now this is 2000 money. This is not 2024 money. So basically about the same price if you look back at inflation and things like that. So about the same money I spent on them. But of course, this Motorola radio doesn't even come close to what this radio can do. So I would like to have an MDC decode on it. That would be kind of nice, but again, that's a commercial feature. But there's some things I'd like to have on it. But other than that, I'm not here to bash it. I love this radio. Let me tell you, I do love it. Will I take it out in the rain to do like a parade or a run or something like that when we do communications? Probably not. Probably take this one. I always do. It's pretty weatherproof. I got the speaker mic for it. I don't have a speaker mic for the Kenwood yet, but so far I'm really loving this radio. And I love the fact that I can see the screen outside without the backlight on. Now I have the backlight turned on permanently right now for this video, but when you turn the backlight off and you go out in the sun, you can see the display. So you don't have to monkey around with that. I do like that a lot. So there's a lot of pros for me for this radio, but very few negatives. I do like that. A little bit better of a knob situation up here would have been better. I don't mind a bigger radio. I don't know why they got into making these really small radios. I don't really care for that. I like a radio that I can feel the radio in my hand. That's just the way I am. It's always been that way for me. So I know some guys might want to put these in their shirt pockets. I really do not. So I like to carry them on my waist, and I like to hear them when I crank them up. But anyway, I make this video kind of short today, but I just wanted to show you this radio, and maybe you're on the fence about buying one. And I'm by no means an expert on this radio yet. And I do have the They don't give you a programming cable with it. It's insane to me. Why can't you get a programming cable with it? So I just got the USB-C cable downstairs in my radio room. I just use that, so that works just fine. Just a regular old USB to USB-C is fine. And I'm using the Kenwood programming software right now, which is pretty decent. I'll probably go to the RT Systems software for it, but right now I'm using the Kenwood software. So I did upgrade the firmware to it right away too. It was stuck on, I think it was 102. I'm on 103 now. 1.03. It came with 1.02. I believe that's what it is. But anyway, if you have any questions, ask them in the comments, and don't bash me because I compared these two. I'm just telling you what I like. I like it. I really like having this in my hand. I really do. And when you got this thing in your hand, it really feels like you got something. When I got this thing in my hand, I almost feel like I'm going to drop it. I don't know why. And I'm almost afraid to drop it. You know, I'm not afraid to drop this one, and it has been dropped. This radio's been dropped numerous times. On cement, it's been dropped, I don't know, there's a couple scratches. It's been dropped a few times, you know. But I'm afraid if I drop this one, it may break. Especially with the screen. The screen's a little bit more protected on this one. I do have a screen protector on it. I have a screen protector coming today for this one. So I'll get that on today. But what do you think about that radio? I like it so far. It's probably my favorite ham HT that I've ever owned. This one right here. And I hear Kenwood might be coming out with a matching mobile radio. Well, let's cross your fingers on that. We need competition out there. We need people to buy certain things and make companies change their ways. I probably won't go back to a Yaesu HT at this point. Just not really happy with those. But anyway, that's what I got. Well, how about that? Are you thinking about getting the D75? So far I would say it's a go for me. I do like it. We'll see down the line. I'll do another review on it. I don't get into the big heavy-duty deep dive reviews. There's plenty of those out there. But I will talk to you about what I like and what I don't like. And you know, I've had a lot of HTs over my years. One day and a lot of them I've gotten rid of. I still have a lot of them. Most of them are Motorola HTs. So, and I'm not, you know, I'm not cooling off on my Motorola radios. I do like them a lot. They serve the purpose that I use them for. But other people have other purposes for things, and they like to use their radios in a different way than me. But I do like this Kenwood handheld. It allows me to take it around and listen to, like I said, if I want to head out to the airport and listen to the airplanes flying over and still listen to the ham band, I can do that. If I want to go down and watch some trains, I can do that and still hear my local repeater or talk on the repeater while I'm listening to the trains. So that's kind of nice. The FTM 500, I wish it had banks or memory, like scan banks or whatever you want to call it, memory banks. So I can listen to two different things at once. I haven't found a way to do that with the FTM 500, but if there's a way, please let me know. The FTM 400 had that. I don't know why they would have taken it out of the 500, but they did. But at least I can't find it. But I'll have to tell you about that radio too. I'm liking that radio more than I thought I was going to. I thought I wasn't going to like that big button, the big knob, but it's not too bad. But I'm not poo-pooing that one. I do like it. But tell me what you think about this D75. Do you have one? Do you want one? What's secret things that it can do that I haven't read about or found? There's not a whole lot on the menu system, which I like. You go in there and you can do certain things, but if you want to put a repeater in on the fly, you don't even have to go into the memory or into the menu system. So I do like that. I got a plane flying over right now, so I should be listening to them. But yeah, I like it. What do you think? Leave me a comment. Leave me lots of comments. I like them. Give me a thumbs up. I like those too. But I'll try to get back to this FTM MSF 5000. Getting all messed up with all my names. I've had a little bit of trouble with that one. So that's why I haven't put a video out yet, because I'm still trying to figure out how to get around the issue I'm having. So I do have a video started on that one, but I haven't finished yet. So bear with me. Everything's going so slow. You know, I get all these radios in that people give me to do things with, and they've all been tinkered with, or you know, they weren't set up for this certain things, or they've been sitting around for a while and they got issues, like they need new caps or something like that. It's like there's a lot of messing around. So I never can just get things in my shop and get them out. They're always got some big long story attached to them. So that's why it feels like when I make these videos about things, they never end. You know, there's no end to it. It's like, oh, I'm finished with a 6-meter repeater, which I pretty much am done with that. Now I'm just waiting on them to. We're having a club meeting tonight. We're going to discuss what to do about the building, because we need a bigger building to put these big duplexers in. The duplexer is way too big for our building, so we need to up the size of our game there in the building. So anyway, that's the story with that. So I am going to make a video when I tune those cavities up. So, but I haven't been out to the shop to work on anything in a few days. But I did work on the VHF Motorola repeater to try to get it going. But anyway, just talk to me about this D75. Do you want one? Do you have one? What do you do with it? And let's compare notes on that whole thing. Thanks for being here today. Give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of content. I would appreciate it. Leave a comment. That's great for me. I need to get on there and answer some of the comments from the other videos. I've been busy and I haven't gotten to it, but I will try to get to it and answer your questions. And yeah, leave me a bad one if you want to. I know I compared an amateur radio to a Motorola radio. It's not the same thing, and I get that. It's just the way I use the radios. If I drop this Kenwood radio, I'll probably be crying more than if I dropped the Motorola radio. But I try not to drop any of my stuff. I try to take care of it as best as I can. But we'll see. But I'm searching. I found online on Etsy somebody making little, they're not really cases, but protector kind of thing you can put this handheld in. And I think I'm going to buy one of those and put that on my radio. So it's like a little 3D printed, almost like a case, a soft case, but it's not leather or anything. But it's how am I going to say this? It's form fitting. You know, it fits the radio real tight. So I would like to see some rubber bumpers on this radio. I would. But anyway, thanks for being here today, and we'll catch you on the next one.